What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Alignment Football, and today, yes, I'm going to be talking about the C word, and that is concussions. Okay, so the first thing, I have a couple different perspectives on concussions from both a coach's and a player's perspective. So I've had a couple as a player, and I'll tell you, they do suck. It's a very tough time. Some of the things, like at that time I was playing World of Warcraft, couldn't play World of Warcraft anymore, made studying incredibly hard. I get a little bit dizzy, especially with certain types of reading, like reading comprehension. It made me really dizzy. I couldn't even do simple things like if I wanted an iced coffee, I had to drink it with a spoon or something. You couldn't use a straw because apparently it puts pressure on your brain. So yeah, there are a lot of symptoms that deal with it, and some you could still be dealing with to this day. I think I am, which that's another story. So yeah, I understand it. I do say concussions are real. I'm definitely not against concussions. However, I think there is a new stigma that's forming with concussions, that concussion happen at every level, every play. You're going to get hit, you're going to get a concussion, when in reality, I don't think that's true. So I think what's happening is all these parents are seeing all these stories about NFL players that played for 10 years in the league and are leaving the league with concussion issues and CTE, and they're coming back with all these lawsuits nowadays. Now, they have a child in Adam football who's going at max freaking 5 miles an hour and hitting into another player when they're in full pads. The player gets a small headache and they're like, concussion, done, it's over. So I think there's a stigma with actually the ages which you can get concussions at. Now I understand some smaller kids don't have the fully developed brain, which actually I don't even have yet. You get that up around 24, it's fully developed. So I understand they might be worried. I just don't think it's as likely. I think when you're starting to get into the realm of concussions, I don't think it's really happening until Pee-wee, or definitely maybe not even Pee-wee, but bantam football, where you're starting to pick up the pace a little bit and kids are starting to get bigger, faster, stronger. Definitely concussions are an issue in higher up, and there's definitely some hits where maybe in Adam a kid gets his bell rung really bad. But talking to some coaches, the issue that they're having nowadays is that kids will come up, they'll get hit one time, or maybe they just put a helmet on for the first time and it's not incredibly comfortable to them because they haven't been wearing one forever. And then they say, "Coach, I have a concussion." As soon as any coach hears that word, it's game over. It doesn't matter. You're pulled off the field. So I think a problem nowadays is that, like a lot of other things, kids are self-diagnosing themselves with concussions, getting them pulled off the field. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Your bell gets rung. That's not a big deal, though. But I don't think they're at the age where they understand what a concussion truly is. Because if they're able to get up, go over to the coach and say, "Coach, I think I have a concussion," chances are I don't think it's that bad. So that's basically my problem with it nowadays, although I do think it is a real thing which affects a ton of high school players, college players, NFL players, maybe some bantam level players like grades 9, 8, and that kind of stuff. I think anything below it, I think it's more of a myth where kids are diagnosing themselves and not really understanding the true situation of what it feels like. Like, for example, my very first concussion, it was at a practice one day. It was a grade 10 spring. I was blocking one guy, I was blocking him, a guy behind him tripped, we both fell over that guy, there was a linebacker running by, and he kicked me in the back of the head, and I was clean out. I woke up, I tried to stand up, I fell back over, and then our trainers rushed over, took me off the field, full diagnosis, went to doctors, and I was out for I missed the rest of the season with that one. That was week 5, week 4. So I missed 3-4 weeks of football, and I was out for a long time with issues like that. So I don't really think kids understand it. They're self-diagnosing themselves. But the problem is, even though these kids don't know any better at this point, as soon as we hear that C word, it's over. They have to get diagnosed, and it creates a whole lot of issues. Now, having said all of that, there are a couple things you can do to help prevent concussions, which I'm going to go over now. Okay, first off is know your limits. So of course, that is an easy thing where if you think you have a concussion, yeah, I understand you should go over and tell your coach. So, it's better to be safe than sorry. Definitely, even if you don't think you have a concussion, ask for one play off, get some water, splash some water in your face, and then go from there. Wait a couple seconds because you could have just got hit kind of hard, wind knocked out, that kind of thing. And so you just need a little bit to just calm down and then go into it and look at it that way. Now again, I'm not a doctor in any way, so don't be taking any of the advice I give to you personally to heart as a medical physician would. This is just my opinions and based on years and years of experience. A little different. Okay, the second, which probably the most important, is keep your head out of the play. Now, as far as being a lineman goes for that, if I'm blocking a guy, if I'm here and I hit him and I use my head like this, yeah, you're going head to head. There's going to be issues because you're using your head in the play. Setting back in a proper pass pro, though, you should be snapping your arms out and your head back, creating that good separation. So your head should be staying out of it all the time, especially in pass blocking where they're setting, snap your neck back, snap your hands out at the same time. So you should be able to keep your head out of the play. Also, if you're tackling, I was always taught, whatever the ball carrier is running, your helmet should be coming in and putting your helmet only on the football. The reason is, first off, it keeps your helmet away from his helmet, which is good, helps prevent concussions on both your parts, but also helps force fumbles. So learn and practice good form. Now the last one is a little out of your control, because this is where it's probably very common where you see all the big hits, or keep your head on a swivel, because anytime you're in the open field and you're kind of jogging along, be looking, be surveying the field, because chances are someone's trying to blindside you so they can put it on their highlight reel. Keep your head on a swivel, be aware at all times.